All right, I'm JP Richards here with Bron Burbank at the music studio in downtown Beaumont on Orleans Street. How you doing today, Bron?
Doing good.
Right on. Are you from here or are you from...
I'm from Western Carolina, like Asheville area.
Western Carolina. All right, I've never been there.
Mountains.
Appalachians.
Yeah.
I haven't finished that end of it. I've been all over the West Coast, but only in D.C. on the East Coast.
See, I've never been to the West Coast, but I did live 10 years down in South Florida.
Yeah.
And that's where I kind of started cutting my teeth playing out.
When did you start playing music?
When I was about 11 years old, I picked up guitar. Just probably similar to everybody's story. When you're in middle school and somebody has a talent show and you watch your peers playing guitar, you're like, I could do that, So
right.
That's pretty much where.
So guitar was your first instrument?
Yeah, guitar. Then I played bass in a band or two. Mostly punk rock music, punk and like hard rock, like Ozzy, Metallica, stuff like that. But when I moved to South Florida, which is strange, I got into country, started playing country. Yeah.
Right on. That happens a lot. It's
well, it's a popular music.
Dwight Yoakam, I believe, used to be punk rock.
Really?
Yes.
That makes sense. Yeah. He's a rockabilly guy.
Have you ever met any of your idols, or who are your idols? Or
I would have to say, yeah, I have. I've got to meet Aaron Lewis from Saint. I got to hang out with him a couple times. I did a couple Leonard Skinner Simple Man cruises. So, the Outlaws were on there. Leonard Skinner was on there. Molly Hatchet.
So you got to play in the same show with them?
Yeah, on the same boat. And we got to do 2 years in a row doing that. And that was my old band, County Line Road. That's you can find music on iTunes. Right. We only came out with like one EP, but we made some heavy traction down in Florida. But Aaron Lewis is definitely somebody I look up to, and he's just a really nice, down-to-earth guy. I mean, smokes a lot of cigarettes and other things, but Blackberry Smokes, one of my favorite bands. I'm a big fan of Whiskey Myers too, and I don't think they get enough credit around here, as far as like other musicians talking them up, because I mean, I'm not from here, so I guess some people are biased or something. I don't know, but they're like one of the best bands that they've influenced me heavily.
I had to look into that myself. I find myself unfamiliar. Do you come from a musical family or?
No. Now my mom's side, she's a bunch of people I didn't know, like aunts and uncles. They pick bluegrass, but other than that, like I'm pretty much like the only musician to come out of my family, which is strange.
So you never had any sort of formal music education? You just taught yourself?
From other people? Yeah, well, I have one guitar teacher for a little while, got me started on scales, and then once I got to a certain point, I was like, okay, it's not like I had YouTube back then, people have YouTube these days, and you can learn anything you need to on there, but...
Absolutely, that got me through my physics degree.
Yeah.
YouTube is your best friend. It's just about any subject. You got to be a little cautious as to which one you follow, but...
Yeah, because there's some jokers on there.
All right, and when you write songs, do you write the lyrics first, the music first? Do you have a particular methodology?
It depends. Like sometimes, if I come up with like a good idea, I might be having a beer with some friends, and somebody says something or I say something, then, somebody will coin that idea or I'll coin that idea. And usually I'll have like some sort of riff idea in mind, some sort of melody, in mind. So it kind of just happens together, I would say. But it's all over the place. It's like sometimes I'll, have a progression that I'm like, can hear what the vocals are, but I don't really know what lyrics I'm going to put to it. But they always have like a feel to them before I start them.
Right on.
In a way.
And do you generally write more about your life, or are you a storyteller that comes up with fictional tales, or?
I write about what I know about, like Ronnie Van Zant, from Leonard Skinner. That's what he did, and I just write about what I know about,
What's the favorite song you've ever written?
I would have to say, I like the song "Living Free" that I've just put out. It's like I haven't put it out on iTunes or released it on there yet, but. And I might change some lyrics around, but I like the idea of the song, and that's one of my favorites that I've written, I'd have to say.
Do you record yourself or do you go into a studio?
It's been a little while since I've been in a studio. I've got a little home studio that I'm putting together for like demoing and stuff. So like, when I do go into the studio, I'll have some bass ideas so the engineer or whomever can guide it in the right direction.
This is an age when we can produce a little bit ourselves, so it's kind of nice. And what song do you wish you had written? Obviously not one of yours.
Yeah. I would have to say Stranglehold by Ted Nugent.
Right on. That's a song. That's an
epic
song.
From Alabama or something, I mean, come on. So that's going to make you buku bucks.
Right on. And something you've seen while you were out touring or living in different areas, musical areas, that you think that we could add to this area?
I would say more open jam nights. There's not a lot of jam nights with like gear set up, and you can just have different musicians, like pro jams. There's not a lot of pro jams.
Yeah, they have a blues jam at the Log On. I've seen a couple, but you're right. We definitely could use some more genres and some more venues for that.
Just free spirit jamming. But basically Beaumont, I've noticed it's a very tight knit music community. It took me a little while to get the attention of the people. I mean, I did it pretty fast, but I'm one of these hustlers. I freak out. And I got to be working. So it took me a little while to get in the mix, but it's a great scene. I mean, everybody's super nice and supportive. Out there, I don't even know how many times now I've brought a PA down to help somebody else out, or they left it at home or whatever, and they'll do the same for me. Which
all
is
right. On that note, who's your favorite local musician so far?
Oh God, you're gonna do that to me.
I know who mine is already. So,
I would say, I like Matt Ash, Pug Johnson, and Tim Burge. I like those three guys a lot. And Southpaw Smitty, the instrumentalist, my friend.
He's everywhere.
He did the show obviously with me, but the Nation Brewery. So we
I usually put Pug at the top of it, but I do like them all. And
I've got two.
I recommend Thomas Teague if you haven't heard him yet.
No, but I've heard the Teague Brothers band, and
I think that's one of them at least.
Really? Yeah, I'll check him out.
Well, okay, I already did that one. And what would you say your style of music is? I know
I would say it's kind of like a red dirt country rock, but I'm also wanting to put together an album that's real traditional country, like your Cody Jinks and your Jamie Johnson, Sturgill Simpson. But I would say the music I have out right now is kind of like a mix between Goo Goo Dolls and like Chris Stapleton. I don't sing as good as Chris, but yeah.
I like to see new things, and it was good, so don't worry about it.
Thanks.
And where can one find your music to buy or listen? I know you mentioned
right now at a show. You can pick up a CD. I've got I have CDs Friday night.
Friday night where at?
At Dillon's.
At Dillon's.
Port Arthur.
Port Arthur. All right.
And right now they're just burnt copies, but that's the only place you can get it. And I'm putting together a single. And when I do my single, I'm gonna try to do a campaign for that. And push that on social media and do a music video and that whole deal. But I don't know if it's going to be one of the songs on the record. It might be something totally new.
All right. And any advice to those getting started?
Just love it and learn as much as you can from as many people as you can. That goes from songwriting to playing lead guitar or just being an instrumentalist. That's how we get better, is just playing and learning from the elders that have been there already.
Right on. And what would you say you're known for?
I would say my voice more than anything. My bubble butt. I don't know.
I don't know who makes up these questions. And if you weren't doing music, what do you think you would be doing otherwise?
Well, I was in the pest control industry for 10 years, and I was a bug man, so I would probably
be all sorts of things.
I'd probably be a bug man again, give it up for all my bug men out there.
Right on. Hey, I worked at a sewer plant before. That was a really crappy job. And one last question. What was your favorite career moment so far?
I'd have to say the Skinner Cruises, opening for Charlie Daniels to a sold out crowd was amazing. But those probably top the pile right there. Charlie Daniels, Runaway Country Music Festival, that was a huge festival. Probably the biggest stage I've ever played on, with the big catwalk that goes down. My guitar cable wouldn't reach that far, so I just kind of had to stay back. But I've had a lot of cool experiences. I'm very grateful, but I feel like this is kind of like just the beginning for me, in my career. Because, all of us musicians, some of us are happy playing bars, around town. Some of us want to actually do it as a career, and it is a full-time job. But I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Fair enough. Well, it was good talking to you, Bron.
Good talking to you too, JP.
Yeah, I'm JP with SetX Live.
For me, man.
Oh, not a problem.